factory in Georgia under siege tonight. 300 Korean workers caught in immigration raid. Souls calling emergency meetings, tensions running high. Diplomacy shaken as the trade talks fade. The world keeps spinning, stories unfold, from factory floors to borders controlled. Every headline tells a tale untold. In this global theater, watch it all unfold. Gaza City echoes with the sound of falling towers. Second high-rise crumbles in the night, while Lisbon mourns 16 souls lost in tragic hours. Funicular cable snap, ending lives in flight. The world keeps spinning, stories unfold, from factory floors to borders controlled. Every headline tells a tale untold. In this global theater, watch it all unfold. From Nigeria's villages where terror strikes at dawn, to Ukraine's cutting-edge drones that won't be sold. Every nation struggles with the weight they're carrying on. Trump's drawing red lines in Venezuelan skies, shoot down jets that threaten American ships, while Justice Breyer defends judges who defy Supreme Court orders with judicial grips. The world keeps spinning, stories unfold, from factory floors to borders controlled. Every headline tells a tale untold. In this global theater, watch it all unfold.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. It's Saturday evening, September 6th, and what a day it's been in international news. Let's start with a story that's really shaking up diplomatic relations between the U.S. and South Korea. A massive immigration raid at a Hyundai-LG manufacturing plant in Georgia has left both governments scrambling. We're talking about roughly 300 Korean workers who were arrested in what officials are calling one of the largest workplace immigration operations in recent memory. Seoul immediately called emergency meetings to address the situation, and you can imagine how tense things are getting, especially with ongoing trade negotiations between the Trump administration and South Korea. The Korean government is calling this unprecedented, and frankly, it's putting a real strain on what was already a delicate diplomatic relationship. Moving to the Middle East, the situation in Gaza continues to escalate dramatically. Israeli forces have now destroyed a second major high-rise building in Gaza City as their military operation intensifies. They're urging Palestinian residents to evacuate Gaza City and move south, but the humanitarian implications are staggering. This is becoming one of the most significant military actions we've seen in the region in quite some time. Switching gears to Europe, investigators in Lisbon have released preliminary findings about that devastating funicular crash that killed 16 people. They've determined that a cable snapped, though they say the rest of the safety mechanism was working properly. It's a tragic reminder of how quickly infrastructure failures can turn deadly, and Portuguese authorities are conducting a full investigation into what went wrong. Back in American politics, we're seeing some interesting tension within the judicial system. Justice Stephen Breyer has publicly defended a federal judge who's been accused of defying a Supreme Court emergency order. This is really unusual. You don't often see Supreme Court justices wading into these kinds of disputes with lower court judges. It reflects growing tensions about how trial judges should interpret what Breyer called the court's often cryptic emergency orders. And here's something that caught everyone's attention. President Trump issued a stark warning to Venezuela, saying that Venezuelan military jets will be shot down if they pose any threat to U.S. naval vessels. Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro responded by saying that while there are differences between the countries, they don't justify military conflict. It's the kind of saber-rattling that has diplomats around the world paying very close attention. Finally, there's a fascinating story about Ukraine's drone technology. The world wants to buy Ukraine's cutting-edge military drones. Apparently, they're some of the most advanced we've seen in modern warfare. But Ukraine says they need every single drone for their own battlefield operations. However, manufacturers are pushing back, arguing that foreign sales revenue would actually allow them to dramatically expand production, potentially helping Ukraine's war effort in the long run. It's a complex economic and military calculation that really shows how this conflict is reshaping global defense technology markets. That's your world news update for this Saturday evening. Stay informed, stay engaged.